Hello and good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to my Facebook Live. I have headphones on this time, so we're going to see how the headphones go. I'm not sure if I hooked them up correctly. So I'm looking at Mariah to see if she can hear me. All right, there we go. Okay, we're ready to rock and roll. I want to talk to you today about leadership. I love leadership. I tell you guys that all the time. I have read so many leadership books, it's ridiculous. Now, I've read so many leadership books because when I first became a leader, and I tell everybody, the only thing I had ever led in my life was, well, nothing. I could barely lead my own little dog, Heidi von Bruntel. So I had to learn how to be a leader, and it was really an experience because at the first couple of years, I sucked as a leader. I was awful. I was mean, I could be petulant, I could be demanding, then I would cave on the easiest things, it'd be like something I really want, and they'd be like, I don't want to, and I'd be like, okay, because I had to find my leadership style, but I also had to, more importantly, become comfortable with leadership. And I think you see a lot of people out there in the world right now who are leaders by position, they're leaders by, the authority given to them, but that's not necessarily leadership. I mean, how many times you go into a place and you look around and you think, well, that person thinks of the leader, but it's really that person over there. Leaders are like thoroughbreds. They're like racehorses. They know who they are. They understand their limitation. Their belief system aligns with who they are and who they serve. Their mindset totally supports them. They're confident even in the most uncomfortable moments. Even when they're not sure, they're confident. I mean, in my lack of certainty, I can still be confident enough to say to you guys, I understand the problem, or I know what you're saying, I just need to figure it out. And that's a comfortable leader. A comfortable leader is one that says, I get what you're saying, I need to figure it out. But they're also a thoroughbred because when they take off, they take off. When they're running that race, they want everybody to come along with them. They don't want to leave anybody behind. They want to run as fast as they can, and they want to do as much as they can and serve as many people as they can, as perfectly as they can, giving credence to the fact that not everything's going to be perfect. I can remember, I can't think of her name right now. She wrote a book, Perfect Enough. And she was the CEO of IBM at one point. I can actually see her picture on the book. And when I read it, I mean, her theme was, it's perfect enough. Don't worry, don't try to get perfection, it's perfect enough. Carly Forley. But there's a difference between perfect enough and a belief system that supports that. I mean, we all want perfection. And I don't care who you are, whether you're a leader or not, you want perfection. You want your team to operate at 100% all the time. But people don't. So you have to know where you want to hold that firm line on perfection. You have to know what it will take for you to win that race. Because to me, that's leadership. You're winning the race, but it's not in a competitive throwing elbows way. It is, how are you winning the race for your people that you're leading? How are you winning the race for everybody that works for you? How are you winning the race for the people around you? So it's not always, you can't be so into yourself, and so self-eccentric that you miss everybody else, because thoroughbreds are paying attention. If you ever watch a race, and I do love the Kentucky Derby, and it is a goal of mine to go there one day, thoroughbreds, they're aware of everything around them. They know where the other horses are. They get it, and they get what it takes, that maximum effort to push them over the finish line. And sometimes that's what it takes. And I know during these COVID times, maximum effort is, it seems like 24/7. And if you're a good leader, if you're a thoroughbred though, you know how to take care of yourself. You understand when you need to kind of tap your brake and step back and breathe. Because thoroughbreds, they run a race. They don't keep running and running and running. When they get to the end of the race, they're done. So they can run the next race and the next race. So you have to know when you need to step off. I call it stepping off the stage. You have to know when you need to step back, let everybody else around you lead, take time off, whatever, so you can recharge. because it depends on how you operate. You know, I'm a very introverted person, and I know there's you guys that know me are laughing, but I'm really extremely introverted. So when I am out and being extroverted, I have to step back, because that's how, as a thoroughbred, I operate. If I don't step back, my energy level drops and I'll lose the race. So you have to really understand how you operate, not how everybody else says you operate, because everybody always has an opinion. When I first started in a job I have now, you know, I can remember sitting there with two people, and it's like it happened yesterday, and they both proceeded to tell me how I was a duck. I wasn't a thoroughbred. I wasn't and there's something else, an eagle or a duck. That I wasn't an eagle, I was a duck. And if I was ever going to be successful, I would have to become an eagle versus a duck. And a duck is a follower. A duck, you know, just kind of walks around and quacks. And an eagle flies above everything and eagles. I mean, the whole conversation was so odd to me, because I was so hung up on the eagle and a duck that I really didn't hear much of it. But basically it was a indictment on my poor leadership skills. And I look back at those two people and I think, you know what, you guys had an opportunity to really help mold somebody. And when you're a leader, you have to look at those opportunities instead of going to somebody and saying, you know what, you suck, unless, you know, they have a lot of suckitude and it's time for them to go. But I mean, it's up to leaders to mold people. It's up to leaders to raise people up. It's up to leaders to point people in the direction. Now, you want to make sure you have the right people on the boat or the right people on the bus, whatever I mean, there's so many different expressions. So you can lift them, but before you sit down with somebody and say you're not really, you know, a good whatever, you need to see if you're meeting them at their style. I mean, how are they a detailed person? Because I'm not a detailed person. Details drive me crazy. Just give me the top, or the, you know, the little highlights, and I'll figure it out from there. So when I get around a detail person, I have to tell myself, this is how they think. And I have to accept that and respect it. Because thoroughbreds are able to do that. Thoroughbreds are able to mold. It's almost like shape shifting. Depending on who you're with in what room, you can mold to that room. Not giving up your principles, not giving up, you know, your beliefs, but you've got to be able to jam to multiple different people. And that's what a thoroughbred does. A thoroughbred is able to look around and say, I mean, if you take Secretariat, the horse that won many years ago, Secretariat just knew it was good. There was no, he had no doubt he was a good horse. So he had to make the decision when he wanted to trounce people or when he did not want to trounce people. And that's what a thoroughbred is. A thoroughbred is able to understand the room, understand who they're with, and the needs of the people around them, while also understanding their needs and what it will take for them to make their team more successful, so they will be more successful. Now, a lot of you guys, you know I have a lot of followers that, you know, own smaller businesses, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 staff members. It's still the same, because you're still touching upon your team and you're still touching upon your customer. And your customer is looking to you for one thing. Whatever you're selling, they're looking to you for that. And they're looking for you to take leadership of what you're selling. They're looking to you to be confident, to help guide them, but more importantly, or most importantly, to care. Especially now, people are craving caring. People are craving their stress-free life. People are craving making vacation plans that we're not making right now, especially if you're in Arizona with our numbers. We're, what, 2,500 today? People are becoming more and more fearful, and you need the leaders to step up and say, we've got this. This is going to be okay. This is, you know, we're going to survive this, because we'll survive everything because we're Americans, or because we're smart people. We'll figure this out. Instead of divisiveness, thoroughbreds are the ones that step up and say, relax, breathe, and let's figure this out. I mean, we have our largest actually revenue stream. Our annual conference is coming up. We've had to move it twice already. Now we're going online, and I could either sit here and panic and say, holy beep, 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 I don't know anything about online, or I can just say, you know what, relax, we'll figure this out. Worst case, what's the worst that can happen? It's a colossal cluster beep. Well, I've had my share of those. And that's what leaders do. Leaders don't put the pressure on their team to say, damn it, you better make sure this works because this is this. You gotta just say, we've got this. So when you're around people that are negative, or around people that are saying the sky's falling, maybe in their world it is, and I don't take anything away from that, but it's up to you to be the calming force as a leader, as a thoroughbred, to say, it's okay. Everything will work out as it's supposed to. Everything will work out as it's demanded. I mean, as it's predestined. So just relax. Be a thoroughbred. Let people around you know it's all good. Yes, we have problems. Yes, COVID's bad. Yes, racial issues in this country are appallingly bad. Yes to all of that. But we got to figure it out. And figuring out by who can scream the loudest or who can get on Twitter and talk smack isn't going to figure this out. So be the thoroughbred. Do whatever it takes to lead your team. Be confident. Be positive. But know that you're good. Good leaders are the leaders that know they're good. They know they're confident. They know their information. They know what they're doing. I mean, we just had a public policy meeting. We were talking about some hospital discharge planning rules. I don't know anything about hospital discharge planning. So, okay, you guys, you put together a work group for me, and we'll do what we need to do to move this forward. Because as a leader, I know I don't know everything. And I know that I'm not supposed to know everything. I know how to lead. I know how to take roles and move them forward. I understand the political process. And that's good, because that's what I'm hired to do. So as a leader, you have to know what you're hired to do, what's within your parameters, and then just be the very, very best at that. You don't need to be the best at everything. You just need to be the best at your own stuff. As I like to say, just stay in your lane. I mean, even in my side hustle where I help women overcome their blocks so they can step into who they're meant to be, so they can figure out what's holding them back from them taking that plunge, I still stay in my lane. That's what I do. I don't help people. I can't help people build business, but you can't build your business until you fix your blocks. So we do that. I do that as well. But I have a workbook. You can check it out on my website, KarenBarner.com, the workbook that you can purchase. That's my lane. And in my paying job, assisted living is my lane. Just figure out what you want to be a thoroughbred in and be a thoroughbred in that. I love to golf. I'm never going to be a golf thoroughbred. If I have a 17 or 18 handicap, I'm happy with that. I golf with somebody that has a 4 handicap and she really would like to be a scratch. She's a golf thoroughbred. I'm not, because I know that's not what I want to do. Maybe when I retire, I'll golf a little bit more, get my handicap down to 15, but that's it, because that's not my area where I excel. So be a thoroughbred or don't be a thoroughbred. Be a duck or don't be a duck. Honor who you are and honor your uniqueness and step into it. Just be you. You're good enough. Just be you. And please, please be a calming force, be a positive force during these traumatically troubled times that we're going through. I think, 2020 is going to be a year that we all scratch off of our calendars and think, well, let's just let that year go. But 2020 is going to be a year of great growth and great change. And I remember doing a card reading in mid-2019, and I made this same statement, that I just had a feeling that 2020 was going to usher in great, profound change. And it really is. And I mean, it's an honor to be able to participate in this. It's an honor to be able to participate in the discussions. And leaders are the ones that truly have that vision. Leaders are the ones that don't take things personally. So I really hope you guys, I hope this helped. I'm just frustrated right now with the kind of leadership I'm seeing around the universe, and the sad faces. I don't like people to be sad. I want people to understand how great this world is and how great they are. So again, have a great day. If you want to check out my program, it's on my website, KarenBarner.com. It's called Workbook, And I have a book coming out in a couple weeks. One of 50 women that are going to be in a book talking about what got them started in business, but I'll talk about that in another podcast. Talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Please stay safe out there. Socially distance works. Wear a mask. They work. And just, hunker down. We're going to get through this. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.